Okay, so I'm going to show you guys my whole boot up process from start until the XBMC loads up. One of the things I forgot to mention is on the computer, I removed the factory hard drive and I put in a 30 gig SSD drive just to help with the speed. Normally, I don't have the computer off. I usually have it on. Um, the computer takes very little energy, so I usually just leave it on, and the screensaver comes up, and whenever I have to use it, I just click on the remote, and the screensaver turns off. Um, on this computer, I have Linux. Um, I had Windows for a long time, and I Windows is all right as long as you have like a minimal install. Uh, but I found that it's at times it could be really slow, so I started to experiment with the Linux uh, version, and it's been pretty fast. Now my boot up speed it's pretty normal. You may see a lot of different um, videos on YouTube on how fast people's computer could boot up using Linux and like an SSD drive. But what they don't tell you is that they strip down some important features like disk checking, for example. So right now we're in XBMC, and as you saw, there was like a green background. That was the Linux operating system that was loaded up first, and then it automatically loads up XBMC. So this is the skin that I have for XBMC, which is called Eon Nox or something like that. I don't know what the pronunciation for it is, but it's a really nice skin. You could customize your menu settings. I have, pictures, music, online videos I could watch. Once it loads, it shows the what it's doing. So right now, every time XBMC loads up, it scans for any new content that's on my hard drive, and it'll display it in the library, which I'll be showing you guys in a sec. But yeah, the menu settings, more I should say menu options, is fully customizable. Um, you could go into settings and system settings, and one of the things I really like about XBMC is the high customizations that you could do. You could customize it to exactly how you want. So for this specific skin, I could customize it to, you know, everything. Let's see here. Main menu customizer. We'll try that. So you could customize it. I mean, there's other things that I don't use, like favorites. You could have your own. You could create your own menu options in here. Uh, but stuff like music videos, I don't really watch. There's a built-in TV guide. If you have I forgot what's the device called, but you could have cable. It's a device that you could have cable pass through it, and you could watch regular TV. And that, depending on your location, you could have a TV guide that will show you what's going to be shown next on TV. Whether I use this often to see how the week is going to be like, and it's pretty cool that it has the a map of like the clouds and stuff. But yeah, you could customize it, and you can even have like sub menu options. Like shutdown, for example. You could reboot, shutdown, or just quit the application, and it goes back into the Linux operating system. Um, and also, I wanted to show you widgets. See, like for example, here, this here, that's a widget that you could add on if you want or not. That comes with the skin. TV shows, that's a widget here. So these are the latest episodes that the XBMC has scanned. It's really convenient for me. I could just watch whatever is just scanned, and I just have to click on it and I could watch it. Same with movies also too. So let me show you the library. So XBMC has two modes, right? There's the regular file mode and the library mode. Now library mode is what people usually use, which is this here. It scans your files that's on your hard drive and it displays it in a library format with like information. So let's do Bob's Burgers for example here. I can just click on info and it has information about the show. You could get information about the actors. It has pictures and all that stuff. So it's really convenient if you see something that you like, you wanna, or you see something interesting, you just press info just to read more about it. So this library mode right now, these are majority of these TV shows are on my hard drive. There's also online shows that I could watch. So for online, I have one channel, YouTube, NaviX, Canada On Demand, which gives me Canadian shows, and TED Talks, which my girlfriend watches. Let's go to one channel here. So one channel, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, it's a streaming site. You can normally get to it through a web browser, but this is an add-on app that you could use to stream shows. And this is what I use majority of the time that I'm sitting in front of my TV. It has so many different shows. Let's go to like most popular shows. There's so many different shows that it has. Like, I haven't really seen a show that I haven't really searched for a show that wasn't there. Now it works just like the website, where when you click on a show, I'll show you Big Bang Theory here. It has all the seasons. So let's try season 5. Pick one of these ones here. So similar to the web browser where you click on a show and you have to choose what server to select to get the show, same goes as here. And the streams are usually good. The more popular the show, the better the stream. But I've found there are times when I found other shows that weren't popular that you get the stream. Now you will see that depending on the server you pick, sometimes it is very slow to buffer. Usually if it takes a long time to buffer, I just pick a different server. See, this one here is taking long. So I would usually just pick a different I pick a different server. Let's see if this one is better. So you see no buffering, you just pick a different server and you get the same show.
Are gonna have a dinner date.
Nope, there we go. Buffering again. Alright, anyways. So I really like the one channel. It has a lot of different shows. And what I did is there's some of the shows I added to my favorites so I could just access it very quickly, like American Dad, Archer, Arrested Development. And another cool feature that I found out a few weeks ago is that using subscriptions, I could add a show to my subscriptions and I could subscribe to it. And by doing that, it will show up in my regular TV show section in my library as if it's part of my files on my hard drive. So I have let's see here, I have Big Bang Theory here. Right, and I'm doing this from my library, so I don't necessarily have to go to the one channel link. I'll show you NaviX, which I often use. NaviX is great just in case that if you can't find your show on one channel, sometimes you'll find it on NaviX. It's just a different streaming site. You can also get live streams using NaviX, and you know, there are different feeds collected from all over the world. They're usually maintained by NaviX users. Let's see here, and you can even get high definition stuff. So let's see, Animal Planet high definition. The quality predominantly is pretty good. I'm not sure if it shows up well on the camera, but the HD live streams are pretty good.
The only thing crazier than entering a lion's den.
I often watch Animal Planet and like Discovery Channel and documentary channels and stuff. So you have all different live streams here: CNN, ESPN, fashion, food, Fox, but I've never watched Fox, HBO, History Channel. So you have a huge range of different ones, and the NaviX community, they're pretty on point. So if a feed goes down, sometimes the broadcasting company changes the feed. If it goes down, they usually find a replacement. The NaviX community is pretty good. But yeah, so you also have NaviX for watching shows. Oh, as you can see, I also have my wrestling stuff here too. I love my wrestling stuff. Alright, so let's, I'll show you YouTube. I often watch YouTube channels. I find a lot of them entertaining. So I subscribe to a whole bunch of channels, and I just go to new subscription videos, and that just shows me all the latest stuff. I have like Nostalgia Critic, Red vs. Blue, a lot of stuff from Rooster Teeth, Vice documentaries, which are really, really good, Kung Fu movies, just random stuff that I have. And it's just like watching regular TV minus the commercials. Now keep in mind, I've been doing this for probably about 6 years or so. I don't miss cable television at all. The only time I ever watch cable television is whenever I'm visiting friends or if I'm visiting my parents' place. Alright, so I want to show you the games. So all these games, they're all emulators specifically for Linux. If you're gonna put XBMC on Windows, you should just get the emulators for Windows. And I downloaded like huge zip files of ROMs. So I have here my Genesis, MAME, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, and 64, and my Doom 2, Doom 1, and my DOSBox game launcher. Super Tux Kart. That's a game specifically for Windows. That's like Mario Kart, but with the little penguin guy driving. So actually, let me actually go back here before I show you this. Let me actually go back here. Now this is an add-on. It's really nice because it basically blends in with your skin. The name of the add-on, if you can see in the top left-hand corner, is called Advanced Launcher, and that allows you to launch all your different ROMs without needing to double-click in the Linux operating system. So the add-on launcher, it basically scans your ROMs and it aggregates the pictures from gaming websites like GameFAQs.com, GamesDB.com, ArcadeHits.com, and other sites. And it's usually pretty accurate. It'll scan the name of the ROM or the name of the game, and it will pull up with these images here. So as you can see, I have a lot of games. I haven't even played like not even a quarter of these games, and yeah, there's quite a lot of them. So the advanced launcher here, let's do double dragon here. No, let's do what's another one? Let's do what are a cool spot. Never played that game. So I have it configured so that it will go back into the operating system and it will load the it's kind of loud. It will load up the emulator with the ROM, and I have it played at full screen here. So and I'm using my wireless USB. I should have picked a better game to demo, but not bad. Yeah. So that's cool spot. So all I have to do is press escape on the keyboard, and I will quit the emulator, and I'll be back into my XBMC. Now you could configure it so that you could have a quit button on your joystick controller or on your remote controller. I just haven't fiddled around with it long enough to try it out. But there's a lot of how-to guides or tutorials on XBMC forums. Now with the Linux emulators, I would say the Windows emulators are actually a lot better because it plays a lot more games. I have some games here that doesn't play on the Linux version of the emulators, and Linux is very limited when it comes to emulators as far as options. So like this one here, Knights of Valor, I've been wanting to play this game for a long time, but it doesn't work on Linux. I have to try it on my Windows computer downstairs. But I mean, for the games that do work, they work really well. You just have to configure MAME before you load it up. And you only have to do this once. You only have to configure MAME once. So yeah, Mortal Kombat. It's another game I haven't played in a long time. Sub-Zero. It's been a long time. Anyway, so you get a point. I have a lot of for the MAME. I have a lot of beat 'em up. I really enjoy beat 'em up games. Nintendo, I have quite a lot of games for Nintendo too. I think it's probably about, I would say about 200 games. Sometimes you see here, for example, it might scan the game improperly. Every once in a while you'll have like a double game. It depends on the zip file, because again, all these games I have here, they all came in a zip, and you have like the European version and the American version, and I didn't have the time to filter out the different versions of the games. I just kind of left it there. So yeah. And you could also change the views. So you can have like tri-panel, info wall. The wall is usually the view that I normally use. So you could customize it to however you want it to look like. Nintendo 64, that's also another example of like the Linux not working well with emulators. I know Bond doesn't really work that well. You'll have missing sprites or like glitches in the game. Actually, there's a lot of these games here, but you see this at the bottom here. As long as these three games, this one, that one, and this one, as long as they work, I'm fine. I'm happy. I'll show you the DOSBox. So this will also launch DOSBox, and in DOSBox I have a few games on there too. Now DOSBox is within the Linux operating system, so the Linux operating system will pop up from the background to the foreground with this program here. And you know, unfortunately for now, I have to use my mouse to play the different games here. Let's see here. I haven't had a chance to really play around with the DOSBox either. That's the thing, you gotta use the keyboard for the DOSBox. I found out that there we go. A lot of the games, it's a lot better with the keyboard. And some of the old games, the sound is just horrible. It's great for nostalgic reasons, but some of the sounds is horrible. Yeah, this was like one of my favorite games growing up. Let's get out of here. I thought you could quit here. I'll show you the option. There you go. Yeah, so once I exit out of this, XBMC comes back up again. So yeah, so that's basically what I use my XBMC for. It has everything I need, and it's something that I've always been like pushing people to give a try, because like it's one of those things, like once you understand like how much it could offer you, like you'll never go back to watching regular TV. And it's just the fact of being able to control what you watch on TV, and you don't have to worry about ads of like I saw Frank post something about watching tampon ads and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about watching that. And there's some that like the XBMC community is really well. I would say out of the 6 years that I've been using this, 6 or 7 years I've been using this, I would say like 99.9% of the time when I come across an issue, somebody already has come across it, and there's like a fix for it, or at least it leads me to the right direction to focus on. The XBMC forums is it's really good. So I believe that's it. I'm going to show you actually. Let me just show you the Linux operating system here. Now again, if you're just starting out with XBMC, I would recommend doing it through Windows first. Unless you're really comfortable with Linux already, then by all means go ahead with Linux. But if you're comfortable with Windows more than Linux, then I would say try Windows first. Only because in the rare case that you have an issue installing something or configuring something in Linux, it tends to be a little bit, I wouldn't say harder, but it takes more time to troubleshoot. The good thing about Linux though, like as you can see here, it's very user friendly. The interface is user friendly. It looks just like Windows. This is the default installation that came with this this version of Linux, which is Linux Mint. One of the things that I mentioned earlier is that I run a backup on Linux here. If we could find the backup, yeah. So the backup runs on every Tuesday, and it automatically backs up. I have a server downstairs on the basement, and I have everything networked together. Every device on my network has either a name or IP address, so I could just redirect it to wherever I want it to go. Yeah, and I mean, my computer, again, I stress the fact that you don't really need like a high functioning computer for this. By today's standards, my computer is pretty old. It's a 2 gig Aeon. The processor is probably about, I believe it's 1.6 gigahertz processor. So, and I've tested it trying to play games. Like, it doesn't even play Team Fortress on it, Team Fortress 2. But it's good enough to play XBMC, and it's good enough to play my emulators. So that's all I really need. Anything else, I'll just use on my PlayStation 3, or I have a computer downstairs. I could use on it too. Oh, one of the things I forgot to show is that I have a shortcut link to my web browser. I don't really use the web browser on this computer often, but it's convenient to have just in case if I need to search up something really quick. So that's it, guys. I hope I touched on everything. I'll put a list of different components that makes this whole unit, and yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know.